I've been having a lot of problems with the city that I live in and me parking my truck. My tags are expired on my truck, and I can't get my tags renewed on my truck because I owe the city that I live in a lot of money for having my truck, as a matter of fact. Craziest damn thing. So I live in the slums. Unfortunately, that's what it is. The city that I live in is pretty desolate in comparison to other cities that surround us. We have the highest personal property tax of any city. So that means that if I have a truck or a car, I got to pay the city tax for having that vehicle in their city. In the city that I live in, that is 7% per year to have that vehicle. To put that into perspective, if you've got a newer model car, you're looking at like about $1,000 plus, maybe about $1,200 to $1,500 a year to have your vehicle there. And that's oftentimes a pretty hefty bill to receive. Now, to be honest, I haven't paid it for a couple of years, right? Because I'm just like, look, forget the city, okay? They're the last person that I care about, to be honest. I don't have it to be just throwing away this damn money, which I feel like I'm doing. So long story short, after you don't pay that for a little while, that shit adds up pretty bad. So to let you know how bad Joe's down, I go to the city today because I need to set up a payment plan. All right, I'm behind, I'm delinquent. It's almost like child support, kind of. Except they can't lock you up for it and they can't take your vehicle for it. It's not like real estate it's not like tax on your house. It's the craziest thing. Because if you don't pay the tax on your house, they can come take it. You don't pay your personal property tax for a car or a boat or a trailer or any kind of thing like that. The only thing that they can do to you is give you parking tickets, which I've been receiving as of late, and also you can't renew your tag. So that brings me to the current situation that I'm in right now. I've got bad tags on my truck, and for the last 2 weeks, the police, they've been messing with me. So it started like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, when I noticed that the parking authority, I don't even know if this is a real cop or not, was out in front of my house. I thought I was getting swatted, but it wasn't a real. Could you imagine getting swatted by the parking authority? There's a video right there. I got swatted, but it's not what you think. It's something totally different. So anyways, 2 weeks ago, I look out my window, unmarked police cars out there. I don't know what this shit is, right? I'm like, damn, man, what's going on? But then I see that they're parked right next to my top painter's vehicle because he parks at my house, takes the van, goes off for the day to the work that we have. So I know that his car, they're definitely going to mess with it because I've been having problems with neighbors and they're bitching about where we're parking the cars at. So I see the person get out of the car. It's a cop. It looks like a cop. It probably is a cop, but they're just on parking patrol. They're going to my truck, and I'm like, oh, shit, man. Like, I thought you was messing with my buddy's car. I was just about to, like, go to bat for him, but nah, they was going to my truck. So, of course, I tell these public servants, I'm like, yo, ain't you got something better to be doing? I mean, this is my house. My truck is parked right here. They writing me a parking ticket. They're writing all over my window with this marker that does not come off. You've got to take a razor knife to get this shit off your windshield. Talking about they're going to tow my vehicle. They give me a parking ticket because my tags are expired. We have a little bit of a back and forth. I'm not being disrespectful, but I am aggravated that they're out here messing with my shit. So that was the first day. $25 parking ticket. A couple of days later, I'm doing the Bobo. I'm doing this right here. I get done with this. I go out to my truck. I got another parking ticket and they done wrote on my truck again. So that's 2 parking tickets I got. So that was last week sometime. Well, yesterday, I'm doing the live stream. I get done with it. I go out. Man, I got another damn ticket. They done wrote on my car again, my truck again. And I'm like, I got 3 parking tickets in 10 days in front of my house. So I'm like, damn it. I got to go get this situation corrected. I got to go do the right thing, man. So I go down to the city this morning because an awesome supporter of After Prison Show and Joe Does Stuff hit me up on the Discord and was like, yo, Joe, I looked it up for you. You can set up a payment plan. Now, what they sent me, because they sent me a screenshot of this, was not for my city, but it was for a neighboring city. It was for Virginia Beach. Virginia Beach is the best city in this area. That's where everybody wants to live at. I live in the second worst city in this area. There's only one city that's below the city that I live in, but to be honest with you, they're both neck and neck for murder capital of the state. So I'm like, okay, well, cool. If it works for Virginia Beach, it's got to work for the city that I live in. So I go to the city this morning. Oh, man, I got to tell you the craziest part. I had some karma this morning. Yo, I had some karma this morning. This is how I knew that today was going to be a good day. Hey, if you enjoy me, right, and you enjoy After Prison Show and you're looking for just a little bit more, I'm not on OnlyFans just yet. However, I've been thinking about it quite a bit. But I am over on Joe Does Stuff. You definitely want to check out that channel for more. There's a lot that I do over there that I don't do here. But I'm on my way to the city this morning to go set up a payment plan. Feeling like I'm taking responsibility for my life, for my actions, for being delinquent on this personal property tax. I'm going to get this shit right. But all of a sudden, as I'm going, there's a car in front of me that stops dead in the middle of the road. Then they're backing up and I'm like, what are you doing? And then they kind of like move over and then they just go. And I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Da, 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 da. But then I see what it was. There was something in the middle of the road right there. And before you go on a tangent about Joe's road rage, because yeah, I was mad. I didn't know what this car was doing. Get out of my way. I got bills to pay. Literally. Before I can even go any further with that, I see something in the road and I'm like, yo, what is that? What is that? Oh shit, it's a little animal. So I throw the truck in park. Illegal as bitch right in the middle of the road. You would have thought I parked at a handicap spot, man. I didn't care. There was another car coming up behind me. But there was an animal in the road and I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a squirrel at first, like a baby squirrel. So I jump out the truck. And I noticed that it was a baby rabbit, ironic enough. So as soon as I get to it, I don't want to touch it because you can't touch wildlife with your bare hands or the mama thing won't never mess with it again, right? I used to watch, Discovery Channel. So as soon as I see that it's a baby rabbit and it's just sitting there shivering, and I'm like, oh, this is crazy. So then this other car pulls up right beside me. They got around my truck. They pull up right beside me. And dude sees that it's a baby rabbit. And the first thing he says to me, he's like, is it injured? Do we got to put it down? Dude, we're ready to kill this damn thing. I was like, yo, it's good. It's good. It's not injured. It's just scared. I can't touch it though. Because if I touch it, it's humanized. Yo, I'm telling you, man, my life is like a fucking, like the movie Titanic, except times 2. Just wild shit be happening to me all the time. So the dude's like, yo, I got a pair of gloves in the car. He gives me the gloves. I pick up the rabbit, the little baby rabbit with the gloves on, and I'm trying to like scoot it to the side of the road because I don't want it to get hit by a car. So I scoot it to the side of the road. It's so small it can't even jump over the curb, and it's scared and it's shivering, and I'm just like, at this point I'm in straight SEAL Team 6 hero mode. It's basically the way that I live my life every day, just looking for an opportunity to play hero. Here I go with the frickin' the humor shit. Joe is a piece of shit. They're going in. Don't take it so literally, right? Sometimes I'm just trying to crack jokes every chance I get. I finally get the rabbit over the curb. There's a sidewalk. I'm still scooting it. The dude's saying something to me, but I'm over on the sidewalk now and I can't understand what he's saying. I'm thinking that he's telling me, push the rabbit a little bit further up into the bushes. That's exactly what I thought that he was saying to me. But then I realized he's like, no, look at the bushes. And I look at the bushes and the mama rabbit was standing right there in front of me. We're talking about 10 feet away from me. There's the mama rabbit right there. And here I come with its little sapling. I don't know what you call a baby rabbit. A sapling's a tree. You know what I mean? And so I'm still pushing the rabbit. And then finally the little baby rabbit, it runs off straight past the mama rabbit into the bushes. And I was like, damn, man, whew, not all heroes wear capes is, how I was feeling right there. The mama rabbit didn't even move, did not budge. You would imagine that, a rabbit, unless that rabbit was humanized as well. That's a word. But this is how my day started this morning. You know, every day is an adventure for me. So anyways, the mama rabbit didn't even move. Watched the baby rabbit run through the bushes. Joe was wearing the gloves, so, you know, hopefully the mama rabbit would still accept the baby rabbit. Man, I walked back to the car, gave dude his gloves back. We dapped it up, pounded it up. We took a prison pick right there in front of his electric car, and I was like, yo, I know my day is about to go good right now. Me and this dude together, two strangers came together like the end of days and did some good shit. Other car that was in front of me didn't do shit. Remember, that car just took off. Fuck that rabbit's what they said. But not Joe. You see, that just shows you right there where I come from. So anyways, I tell y'all all this to let you know that I just knew, because that's how my day started, saving the life of a baby rabbit, that when I went down to the city, I could do no wrong and shit was going to work out, and this whole situation was going to be behind me, involving the fact that I'm delinquent on personal property tax. I'm getting parking tickets every single day in front of my house. In the last 10 days, I've received 3 of them. So I get down to the city. I go in there. I park the truck illegally. I mean, fuck it at this point, right? There's a meter right there. I'm not paying them shit. I owe the city $4,000 as far as I know. I'm just trying to set up a payment plan. But, you know, we did a good deed. I'm not thinking about the fact that I'm not putting a quarter in the meter. Who's even got a quarter these days? Walk across the street, go up into the city, and I get to the window to start talking to the treasurer. It's a lady working there, and I said, hey, look, I'm here to set up a payment plan for some delinquent personal property tax that I owe. She asked me for my social security number. She pulls up my information. She starts printing off the paperwork. It's 10 pages. And she says, sir, you can't set up a payment plan. She said, sir, you can't set up a payment plan, but you can make a payment right now here today. And I said, well, isn't that a payment plan? I said, because you see, the only thing that I'm trying to do is set up this payment plan, because I can't park in front of my own home that I own and I pay a mortgage on, because the city keeps coming giving me tickets. You see how this is a screwed up situation in front of my house. So I do need to set up this payment plan for these personal property tax. She says, sir, you can't set up a payment plan, but you can make a payment today. So we're having some kind of a divide right here. Like, my words are not getting through this bulletproof glass and, you know, reaching her. I said, well, okay, let's start over. How much do I even owe? She says, you owe $5,494.33. You need to pay that in full today. I said, bitch, you done lost your mind. I said, straight up, you done lost your mind. How much I owe? $5,496.33. You think I'm going to pay that in full today? I said, yeah, I'm going to be right back. I said, I can't pay that. She says, yeah, I see that, sir. You haven't paid your personal property tax in like 3 years. And, you know, of course, she's right. I don't care, right? I've told the whole story about how the personal property tax don't even matter, and all we're doing is lining city official pockets with that money. I'm like, yo, yeah, I know. I couldn't afford to pay it. Okay, I just couldn't afford it. I had other bills that were more pressing, whatever. I said, I just need to set up a payment plan so that we can get my car right so that I can stop receiving these tickets. She was like, sir, you can't set up a payment plan. You owe $5,496.33. We need that today. I said, listen, obviously there's some kind of a failure to register here. I said, can I talk to somebody else? Do you have a boss? Like, I need to talk to the treasurer. So they go get me the deputy treasurer. And as soon as this person comes up to the window, they're like, come here. I go up there, and before I can even say one word, they said, yo, you can't set up no payment plan. We don't do the payment plans. And I'm like, bitch, you mean? Bitch, what the f*** you mean you don't do no payment plans? This lady just told me I owe $5,496.33 every day in front of my house. I'm getting a parking ticket. She said, well, you need to go talk to the city. I'm like, where am I at? Where am I at? Because now I'm getting mad. Long story short, it took me a lot to not fly off the handle. I did a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I told that lady I ain't never about to pay you shit. Get it from the rough. And that's basically what the city told me today. They said, get it from the rough. Can't set up a payment plan. Son of a bitch. So I asked her, I said, well, what would you do if you were me? She was like, I ain't you. I'd have paid my taxes. I said, bitch, That was a good one right there. That was good. That was good. You frying me too. Shit. Freda says, can you put it on a credit card? That's what I want to do. I probably could, right? I have a little bit of room on my credit card, but that's the last thing that I want to do. Like the credit card's like the last line of defense. Okay, I ain't got shit much more. This was a blow that I couldn't afford. So again, keep in mind, every day that I'm doing the live stream, I get a parking ticket in front of my house. My truck's not in front of my house right now. It's evading the police currently because I know damn well this is the time that they come. They come between 1 and 3. And you know what the thing that really grinds my gears is that, you know, when my truck's not parked out there, there's somebody else who's parked in front of my house. I can't even park in front of my own damn house because of all this crazy shit. And all of this crazy shit is brought on and sponsored by my dumbass neighbors who got mad at the fact that either my van or my guy's car was parked in front of their house. But like the police told me a couple of different times, this is public parking. That's what they told me that's what they told me the second time that I had to deal with the police over parking. The first time that I had to deal with the police over the parking, I haven't even shared that video with anybody other than channel members here. One of my neighbors, this motherfucker put a brick on the hood of my truck because I parked in front of his house. I about beat that dude's ass out in the street over that shit. I had to call the police the next day to tell them to get the brick off of my hood. So the police come and they're like, and I told them as soon as I got there, I said, look, I understand that this is a very trivial, childish matter that I'm calling you about, but I just need a police report, okay? Because let me tell you something. I ever come outside again and I see anything on the hood of my car, I'm gonna go this dude up right here. And I just need you to know that. I'm kind of dry snitching on myself, right? But to be honest, I was trying to prevent myself from doing something that I would later regret. Could you imagine that shit though? Dude put a brick on the hood of my truck. There's a video, if you're a channel member, there's a video. Okay, so since I'm not sharing the video, I'll just tell you the story. I come home one evening from being on a painting job. There ain't nowhere to park. In front of my house is tied up. Everybody's parked there. There's only one spot that I can park at, and it's in front of a neighbor's house that I've never really had any dealings with. Okay, but I've only dealt with this guy one time in the past, and when I had a dealing with him, it was a very respectable interaction. I had this tractor. He had a mountain of dirt in front of his house, and he was using a wheelbarrow to move this mountain of dirt. So I come over on the tractor, straight flex. Hey, you need a hand? I got this front end loader right here. You know how you shake the front end loader to get the last of the dirt out? You need a hand moving the dirt? Dude says, nah, I'm good. I got it. I'm a muscle block this shit. Said, all right, you an idiot, but all right. That's not what I said, but, you know, that's what I was thinking. The only interaction I ever had with this neighbor, I was trying to do the right things. Now, that was 3 years ago when I first moved in here. Fast forward over the course of time, I've heard stories and I've seen things. Like this guy has a real shit attitude with other neighbors from time to time. I've seen him arguing in the street with, you know, some of the women neighbors. The dude's a piece of shit, to be honest. Anyways, this was the only place that I could park was in front of his house. Now, this dude, he's got a wife and he's got kids and, you know, all of that. He's probably a respectable person in the community outside of the fact that he's an asshole. I parked the truck in front of his house. I ain't thinking nothing of it, but I do get like this fleeting thought like, you know, maybe dude is kind of a little unhinged. But I don't think nothing else of it, okay? I ain't doing no harm. It's public parking, whatever. Street parking. Ain't nobody got no assigned parking out here. Later on that evening, that was probably around like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evening when I parked the truck there. Well, around like 6:37, I go back out to the truck, not to check on it. I needed my phone charger. It was in the truck. So I go out to the truck. I open the door. I grab the phone charger. But as I open the door, I look on the hood and I see something. I can't even register what I'm seeing. The shit's crazy to me, right? I go back out to the truck to grab the phone charger. I'm looking on the hood of the truck, you know, just looking. Anyways, I see this freaking brick sitting on the hood of my truck. It's not even a brick. It's a goddamn paver, okay? One of them decorative bricks. And I'm like, yo, what is that? There's a brick on the hood of my truck. So the first thought that goes through my mind is trolls, okay? Maybe a troll came by, did this shit. Joe's a paranoid, delusional maniac, okay? They're going to be in the Reddit right now talking about, Joe thought it was us. Maybe it was. But that goes out of my mind immediately, right? Because at this point when this took place, you know, shit was died down. Like there was no beef between me and the trolls. Maybe that's been revitalized at this point. Who the hell knows? I immediately know that it was this dude that I'm parked in front of the house of who did this shit. So I go knock on the door and I don't even feel good about this because I know he got a wife. I know they got kids. I know they got a baby in there. They had a baby shortly after my son was born. I go knocking on the door. The wife answers the door and I'm just as polite as I can be. I said, ma'am, do you know anything about this brick on the hood of my truck? That's the first thing that I said. She says, oh, no, I don't know anything about a brick on the hood of your truck. I said, look, I know that you probably don't want my truck parked here. I said, I would have parked it in front of my house, but there was no parking. I said, but you know, there is a brick on the hood of my truck. I said, is your husband home? She says, no, he's not home right now. But when he did come home earlier, this is what she said to me. She says, when he did come home earlier, he was, her words exactly, visibly upset that this truck was parked in front of our house. I said, bitch, where's your husband at? Straight up, where's he at? Well, he's not here right now and I don't know when he's going to be coming home. I said, you tell him when he comes home that I want to talk to him. And forgive me, I did not say bitch, okay? I just said, ma'am, when your husband comes home, let him know the neighbor want to have a conversation with him. So now I'm seething. I go back, I'm like running my cameras. Of course, I don't got the camera footage. But while I'm going through the camera footage, I see him come home. And he's got two of his kids in tow. So here I go walking over nicely, okay, because I ain't trying to hold court in the street with your kids right there. But I said, excuse me, sir, could I talk to you? He says, yeah. And, you know, I walk over. The kids continue to walk into the house. I said, and by this point, the brick is still on my hood. I have not moved this. I said, hey, man, do you know anything about this brick on the hood of my truck? And he's looking at me kind of crazy, and he doesn't say anything at first. He says, no, I don't know anything about the brick. I said, well, I just want to say this, okay? I don't know if you did this or not. I said, but I did go ask your wife. I threw her right under the bus. I said, I did go ask your wife if she knew anything about the brick, and she said that you were visibly upset about the truck being parked in front of your house, and now all of a sudden there's a brick on my hood. Can you see how this is, you know, probably not a good look? I know it's a lot of circumstantial evidence. I know in his mind, he's thinking to himself, he about to go whoop her ass. Okay, he about to go beat the shit out of her as soon as this shit over with. And I feel bad about that, right? I shouldn't be laughing, but he probably did. He's a psycho. So we continue to have a conversation. I said, look, man, I'm going to let you know like this, okay? This is a very expensive truck. I said, this is an $80,000 truck. There's a brick on the hood of it. Your wife said you was mad. Nobody else is going to do this. So I said, if I find out you did this, and I got this on my camera, and now he knows that I don't know for real. So as soon as he finds out that I don't know for real, he starts getting loud with me. Now, mind you, I need you to know that I was not being loud with this dude. I wasn't trying to make a scene, okay? Because the loudest guy is always the weakest, right? I know that. Navy SEAL training. I saved a rabbit earlier today. If you missed that, you need to catch that part of this too. Anyways, as soon as he hears that information that I don't know for certain that it was him, he just starts getting spasmodic with me, right? He was like, oh, so you're sitting out here accusing me. You're making a lot of wild accusations. I mean, dude's getting loud. Wild accusations. And then this guy gonna have the nerve to say to me, well, where were you at? Where were you when my car windows got smashed out and my car got stolen? I said, dude, I don't even know you. I said, and I damn sure don't know nothing about that. What you saying? I did that? He said, I went and put notes on everybody's door. And you're saying you got cameras in front of your house and you didn't say nothing. He's almost crying about this shit. And I'm just thinking to myself, why am I not filming this? I mean, this is gold happening right out here in front of my damn street. My neighbors are sitting outside watching. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to ask you about this brick that you put on the hood of my car. Because now I'm just telling him that he did it. He's like, I didn't put the brick on the hood of your car. You're making a lot of wild accusations. He says, and you know, just go ahead and move it. That's what he keeps telling me. Just go ahead and take it off. I said, no, I ain't taking it off. I said, bitch, you take it off. You're the one that put it there. So this conversation carries on for a couple more minutes. It doesn't go anywhere, okay? I'm trying my damnedest to not whoop this dude's ass right in the street because all I'm thinking of, I just need to go get the video footage, right? I said, dude, I'm going back. I'm going to get me my video footage and then come back. I'm going to deal with you. But of course I go back. I don't have the video footage. What I do have is some very grainy footage, okay? Because the car is parked like 3 houses away from mine across the street. So I've got the truck, but I've got to zoom the footage in, which makes it even more pixelated. What I do have is a timeline, right? I've got this timeline from like one point in time, I think it was like around like six something, where his car is parked directly in front of my truck. I would know that because my wife, she was looking at the footage with me too. She was like, look, that's his car right there. And then shortly thereafter, maybe at like 6:30 or 6:45, his car is gone, and you can kind of make out, not very well. I like to believe that you can make out the brick on the hood of the car. I don't have him physically putting the brick on the hood of the car. So there's not shit I can do about this. But let me tell you, dude was shooken up. He was shooketh behind this whole situation. Because after we got done having our little powwow in the street, I go back, I'm going through the footage on my phone, and I'm sitting in my window in the front of my house, going through the footage on my phone, looking over at his house to see what he's going to, because dude's crazy. I don't know if he's going to come back with a gun. He might try to kill me. Like, this is the type of times we live in. But I'm watching him, and I'm going through the camera footage, and then I just noticed that he comes outside, he's smoking a cigarette. Have you ever seen that meme? I shit you not. This is exactly what this dude looks like. Have you ever seen that meme of Ben Affleck standing outside smoking the cigarette? It's like a scene from a movie and he looks all distressed and stressed out. That is exactly what this situation looked like. That's exactly what the dude kind of looks like. He looks like a broke down Ben Affleck, kind of. So that was the end of it. The brick stayed on the hood of my truck the entire night. The truck stayed in front of his house the entire night. Next morning, I call the police. That's the smartest move that I can make. I need a police report. Because if this situation goes anywhere else from here, I need it to be documented that he started it. Straight up, he started it. This sounds so freaking childish, right? I share that story with you because that was the first incident that I dealt with the police from. So when I call the police, they come out there. They move the brick. They ask me if there's any scratches on the hood. I'm like, nah, there ain't no scratches. So, you know, whatever. And they told me, they were like, listen, I need you to know that this is city street parking. It's public parking. You can park anywhere you want. I said, yeah, I know. I said, I know that. I said, but these neighbors out here, they act like, you know, they own the street. So the second encounter that I had with the police where they told me about the city public parking was when they were here 10 days ago giving me my first parking ticket. It's a public street. You know, we can do whatever we want to do, whatever. So, yeah, man, wild ass story right there, man. Just wanted to share that shit with you.